What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know every time I put up a video and or a live stream. We would love to have you involved in everything. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to kill two birds with one stone here. We're going to have a little next-gen talk, but this next-gen conversation that I want to have actually came from an email I got from a viewer named Richard, which is where we will start with today's video. He traded in a Chevy Silverado and came over to the Toyota Tundra. He bought himself a 2021. So we're going to hear from Richard's story real quick and some of the things that he dealt with his Chevy, his Silverado, and some of the things he's liked about the Tundra so far in his couple months of ownership. But while I was reading this story, I started to think about the next gen and all of the hype going on with the next gen and how long we've waited. And his story had me thinking about what I hope continues with the Toyota Tundra, even going into this next gen. There's some things I don't want to see get lost. And obviously, I would like to hear your comments on this story and what you think, whether it be Richard's switch from a Silverado to a Tundra, or some of my thoughts on the next gen and what I would like to see kept. So let's start here with Richard's story, and then we will talk about what we hope remains for the next generation Toyota Tundra. Okay, Richard says, I wanted to share with you why I switched from Chevy to Toyota. I bought my Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LS with a 4.8 liter V8 in 2013 new. I didn't know that much about trucks. All I wanted was a 4x4 pickup for hunting. I got a good deal on my Silverado, and it got the job done with a few minor issues that warranty took care of. It started with windshield making some static sounding noises at highway speeds, weather stripping on the exterior door coming off, and a groan in the transmission on the 2 to 3 up and down shift, which required some work and a few days at the dealer. I also had the side moldings on the door panels peeling off, so I took them off myself, and the radio screen stopped working, so I could still change stations and stuff, but I couldn't see anything. Long story short, I ended up needing a new transmission on it last year because it was slipping, and I got a new transmission on it and decided to trade it in this year for a 2021 Tundra Crew Max TRD Off-Road. I didn't want to wait because I love the current Tundra out there now, and I'm sure I'll like the new one too with time, but I really just wanted reliability and could care less about 12-inch touchscreens and 12 cameras, and all of the extra tech from the competition isn't really a deal breaker for me. And this Tundra, compared to my Silverado, already seems like a spaceship. I now have dual climate control, 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and other stuff, but I like how Toyota has always been making minor updates to the Tundra, which in my opinion made it competitive and easier to buy. Also, it helped to have a friend from Toyota who has a first-gen 2004 Tundra with over 320,000 kilometers, and he has only done the required maintenance. Pros on the Tundra so far that I've owned it for 2 months is everything is working as it should since the day I drove it home. Hopefully it stays that way. Bigger truck, more power, more stable drive on washboard roads and stuff. Overall, feels like a more solid truck in every driving condition compared to my Silverado. Okay, Richard, thank you for writing in about your switch from Chevy to Toyota. Now, here are some of the points I want to go after, especially with some of the things that he said there. If you've been around the channel a while, you know I like to make these videos when owners write in about switching from one brand to come to the Tundra. One of the things we hear all the time is pretty much a lot of the stuff Richard said right there. It's built really well. It's a less is more approach, and they never have to worry about breaking down. Some of the things some of these owners come from, little minor issues here and there with their truck, and they come over to the Tundra, and it could also be major issues, but little minor issues you hear over the time of ownership. Even when the truck is brand new, you hear this stuff. Even nowadays in 2021, they come over to the Tundra, and you know, you're seeing stories about 320,000 kilometers, 200,000 mile Tundras. There's a couple million mile Tundras at this point. The trucks are built to last. Reliability, QDR, we talk about it all the time. Quality, durability, reliability. It is what Toyota is founded on. Every truck in the half-ton segment brings something to the table, whether it be innovation, forward thinking, or something like Toyota's approach, which is less is more. because it's all about that reliability and a great, strong, beautifully built product. Of course, the Tundra doesn't have all that crazy tech in it that a Ford F-150 has right now. It doesn't have massaging seats. It has basic stuff here and there. And again, we've talked about over time the fact that they do these minor upgrades over the years, but you don't really hear about them all the time. 2018, to me, was a major refresh when they brought in Toyota Safety Sense. And then in 2020, we got like push button start. They updated everything. Entune 3.0, the bigger screen. They got the Toyota app working with the Tundra now. Just small little things, but they always stuck to the way they've always done things with the quality, okay? You don't hear a lot of squeaks and rattles. The truck feels solid down the road. One thing Richard said in that made me laugh. He doesn't care about a 12-inch screen or 12 cameras. He just wants a basic truck. Now, having the pleasure to be able to talk to you folks all the time, a lot of the owners out there don't care about insane amounts of tech. They just want a truck to do the job with a couple basic necessities that keep the truck up to par in today's market. Now, one thing I hope going into the next gen, we're already starting to see little, pictures here and there and spy shots of, the mules driving around towing, with all the camouflage on of the next generation Tundra. One of the things you're gonna see is a lot more technology in the trucks. The big rumor is the V8 going away, V6 twin turbo and a hybrid coming in. Eventually, probably a full EV, full electric Tundra is going to make it, to the showroom eventually in a couple of years, maybe sooner than later. It seems to be being rushed forward. But I just want Toyota to remember what they're founded on. Less is more. All of you owners, there's over 27,000 of you I get to talk to all the time. Less is more approach is what you guys like. Quotes from other owners who come over to the Tundra saying things like, wow, if I knew the Tundra was this solid, I would have jumped in this truck years ago. Things like that. I'm afraid that the Tundra going forward into this next generation, if they don't keep an eye on it, we don't want the quality to go away on the truck. They got to push forward with the technology. We know that. You're going to see a lot more electronics in the truck than you ever had. And I know some of you out there don't like it. But to be competitive in today's half-ton market, you're going to see things like that. You're going to see a lot more of what I considered a forward-thinking Toyota versus okay, let's keep it the way it's always been and do small little updates. They're basically throwing the kitchen sink at this next gen to push that Tundra up in the half-ton market the best they can, maybe overtake some spots and sell a bunch of units. And there is a group of you that are so excited for that next generation and all the electronics you can get and all the modern amenities you can get. But there is a big group of you also. You understand what the next gen has to be and what needs to come, but you still want to keep that QDR. So that is the tight, fine line that Mike Swears and his team have to roll with when they come into this next gen. And it's taken a while for the next gen to come out, and they take their time and they do it right. But my number one hope, especially hearing from people like Richard today in his story, my number one hope is that they're able to keep what the Tundra has always been and what Toyota is founded on, which is the less is more, the quality, durability, reliability setup going forward. They're using things like twin turbos. All right, turbos, forced induction isn't the most reliable thing ever, but they also didn't come out with this engine setup overnight. They took their time, they did it right. So I will be keeping an eye on stuff like that. I will be keeping an eye on, consumer reports, things that talk about the first couple years of the next generation Tundra. The small little things here and there that'll be wrong with it. We know what's going to happen. It's the next generation. It doesn't matter what brand it is. When there's a ground up remodel that comes out, you're going to have little problems here and there to fine tune going into the future with the vehicle. But I just hope they don't overdo it and fall into the fad of throwing all these electronics into the trucks, making them almost expensive as a small ranch home at this point, and forgetting where they came from. I don't think they will, but it's something I think about all the time. So what I need you guys to do is go down in the comments below and let me know what you think. First off, where are you at with the next generation Tundra? What team are you on? Are you happy with the current gen? Are you excited for the next gen? Do you plan on buying one? What is your thoughts on all of this futuristic equipment we're going to see in the next generation Tundra? Are you one of those less is more folks out there and you just want a strong, durable truck that gets you from point A to point B safely and you don't really care about all the crazy electronics? One more thing before I go, just about the current gen. A lot of people who don't drive Tundras but just go online and bash them all over the place, they always say things like the Tundra's a dinosaur. We hear that kind of stuff all the time. But being someone non-biased here that has driven Tundras a long time, there's Tundras that I've always felt You know, my 2016 TRD Pro, we'll use it as an example here. I always felt, wow, this thing should have more in it for the price that I paid. It's the TRD Pro. It's a flagship trim. It should have more in it. And then they took care of that in 2019, and especially in 2020 when they started to add all this new equipment to the TRD Pro. But I think some of the things they did in the later years, from 18 and up, has really modernized that truck. And I'm to the point where I'm madly in love with what's currently in my driveway, which is the 2020 TRD Pro. And I'm not, this, it's not just the TRD Pro thing, it's just the 2020. The push button start, the things we just talked about, dual climate control, Entune 3.0 is a way better system than the old Entune. Just the small little things with keeping that 5.7 V8 and a strong, solid truck. So that's where my mind is at. So at one point, I was like, next gen, let's go. We need something new. But as they started to push 18, 19, 20, I'm starting to really enjoy the product that's out there now. So I really want to hear what you guys think. So don't be afraid to comment below. Richard, thank you very much for writing in. I hope you enjoy your Tundra, and keep us updated on pros and cons going forward. All right, guys, but until next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook at TundraDude34, TundraDude34gmail.com. You guys have a great day and be safe.